Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're doing a liver awareness show and another heart disease awareness and organ donation awareness show as a young fellow YouTuber. I didn't know myself, but I've heard his story and it's similar to mine, but unfortunately, he was going for a heart transplant and he passed away. Kipster United, who passed away just recently through trying to have a transplant himself. And yeah, this is why. Yeah, Charlie, mate, the link's there. Um, yeah, it's we're trying to raise awareness of heart disease organization as well, but we're trying to raise awareness, money to his GoFundMe page. So all the money that we're going to raise from this stream will go to the family's GoFundMe page. And yeah, Talk is with me. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we heard this through someone, a Yank Talking Smack actually put it up in the chat, and it really took me by surprise. Um, yeah, like I said, it resonates with me a lot. Having transplants and that. So, yeah, what do you say, mate?
Yeah, it's I've seen what title putting on it. It's very sad. Very sad, the young guy, in such a young age, you know, you just don't know what to say, especially to his people who knew him. I didn't know him, to be honest, but, it's very sad, but you have to kind of raise awareness because there are some sort of things that you can sort of look out for. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
you think you're young and healthy, and everything, as we've seen again in the last few days with Ericsson, a
yeah, and
top
that's the
class
thing.
athlete, who has probably one of the best diets on the planet, no doubt. And you do need, these are the kind of things, you do need to think about, little things like that. If you feel any kind of anything that you think, wait a minute, there's something not quite right here, you've got to get it checked out because it can be it can be it can put you at risk big time. So yeah, in terms of heart disease and etc., there's a lot of things that can be going on that you don't really know about, but there are certain little signs to look out for. Like with me, when I had my problem, my aneurysm, um, I can remember I got this um, it was about 5 years. No, wait a minute, no, not five. Hang on about. Let me just cast my mind back. So 2002. So it was in 2003. I remember one day, I woke up and I thought, wow, what's that? And right in the center of my chest was this. I could actually envision the little pain right in the center of my chest, but it was not. It wasn't a pain. It was more like as if it felt like a burning. It's like somebody was holding something like maybe the size of a pen, the end of a pen, red hot on my chest. And I was wondering, wait, what is that? Um, and I just didn't really think too much about it because it went away. And then it came back, I remember a few years later. And I just thought, all right, okay, it's nothing because I remember they had that before, it went away. And then in about 2011, I think it was, something like that, I started to get these really strange, odd sensations across my back, across my top of my shoulders, as if somebody was like running their fingernails across, the top of my shoulders.
Mm.
And I remember thinking, "Whoa, what is that? It's so strange." But it wasn't unpleasant. It was just strange. And then it was in later that year. when I eventually got this really terrible pain in my chest. And that's when I went to the hospital and they checked it and said, "Oh, you know, they thought I was having a heart attack, but I wasn't. But it was the aneurysm." So there were warning signs for me way back. If I'd have gone and got checked out when I had that first little pinprick burn in the middle of my chest, they may well have picked something up and they may well have been able to mesh it, which means they might have been able to put a mesh around the aneurysm to stop it expanding any further. But you know, if I don't know if they might have been able to do that, they might not. But yeah, so you know what, look, any little things that you kind of think is not right, whatever it be, doesn't matter if it's heart disease or anything like that, any kind of lumps, bumps, aches, especially when you've not caused any aches. You know, you got to go and check it out, because I know us men are scared of going to the doctors. Well, a lot of us are. I don't want to put all men in that category because that's not right. But you know, I know a lot of men are scared of going to the doctors. But like I say, always get it checked out if there's something on your mind.
Absolutely. I mean, you know as well as I do. I mean, the amount of times I always checking myself, and I mean, I just yeah, I just helped. I mean, I just donated to the page as well. It's the least I could do. And yeah, I mean, I donated to the page as well. It's possible to do too much exercise because I think there was too much pressure on Ericsson's heart. That could be a possibility. Lewis EFC, hello mate. Big up yourself. Like I said, anyone can come on if they want to, but yeah, I mean, it resonates with me a lot because I've had what about 6 now, and these stories don't get any easier, and I've lost friends due to having transplants and not making it through, and and I mean, that's why when I hear stories like this, it resonates with me really a lot, and it's just like, what's I mean, this. I mean, we're saying it in chat. This world is not fair. This world is not fair. And do you know what winds me up as well is I'm just looking now at these people looking at like having a go at this minister, right? When they're anti-lockdown protesters, right? You're not helping the fucking world, you know, because you're trying to make this world more bloody ill because you're more interested in yourselves, and especially when you got people like this who've done nothing wrong and they're so ill and they need their help, and all they can do is think of themselves. And these people don't deserve it. They don't. I don't think a lot. I mean, to be fair, honest, I've said many times that I've got like my worst enemies in the world. I've got a few on here. I wouldn't wish what I've had on them. I wouldn't dare do it. I wouldn't dare do it. I mean, you know me. I've got some, and even if they're watching this now, I wouldn't wish that on you. Wouldn't. Right? Because it's horrible. It is horrible. It's torture. And like that's why it just hurts when like you hear another story like this. And the least we can do is try and raise a little bit of money and awareness for his friends, his family, that's the least they can do. At least they can at least the story can make a difference. If you know what I mean. It can make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? You know, if you can make a difference, then do it. You know, we all want to try and make a difference in our lives to other people. So, 100%, mate.
I mean, who did you say they heard it? Where'd you hear it from? I thought it was Young Talking Smack who I heard it from originally.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if Miss Mel knew. But I'm just see if I can try and get him on, because I wanted him to come on about it, and he hasn't replied back. But yeah, it's I mean, it's like with all organ donation as well, is that if you've got a chance to donate anything, do it. Right? No one's. I don't get why people can't do it. I just don't get it. What's the problem with it? And you ain't gonna use it. Right? You ain't gonna what? It's not gonna bother you when you're gone. So, and if you believe in like living on, you can live on in someone else by saving someone else's life. So, yeah, I don't see why people can't donate. Right? I just don't get it. Even the religious reasons, I don't get it. I don't get it one bit. So, yeah. I mean, what do you say? I mean, what do you say towards like people? How would you encourage people to donate? I mean, like not sign out of the. I mean, not opt out of the register and actually stay in the register, and that's not even beside the problem. But what would you say?
I mean, yeah, you just got to think about, you know, if one of your relatives, for example, was to need, you know, a transplant, you know, just think of it that way, you know, giving the gift of life after you've passed away would be, for me, if I could do that. I mean, you know what? Yeah, I mean, it does seem like I know, like, for a lot of people, it may seem like a strange thing to think that, you know, you've got like somebody else's parts inside you, and some people can't comfortable with that. But I think it needs to be discussed on a more psychological level. To be fair, for people to fully understand, you know, why why would you do it? You know, take some of the sort of taboo away from it, because you know, like I say, some people I think are just a little bit sort of. It can, yeah, I can understand why though. Why some people would be a little bit put off by it, you know, because it seems a bit strange that your body's, you know, but you know, part of your relative's body is going to be in somebody else. Yeah, I can understand that, but then you think about what you're doing for somebody else, you know, it's quite a thing to do, really, to give somebody a gift like
These
that.
people are just like they don't like the thought of like people taking like their organs from them after they're gone, and it's just trying to get through this. It's not. You're not there. Like, it doesn't bother you. I mean, you're not there. You're not gonna know about it, are you? So, like, so like maybe it's more like if you think of it, and this is what I say with the family members as well. Talk to them about it as well. You know what I mean? Oh, Niall, could you just adjust that for us because I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, no problem.
Right, but yeah, loving that you're raising awareness. A lot of lads, to a lot of the lads, this goes a long way. No one chose to have a condition like that, and only hope that people will assist by donating. It could have been me too. That's the problem. It could have been anyone. Anyone could have been like this. Big up everyone. The pandemic delayed a lot of operations and pushed back waiting lists further for transplants. That caused deaths also. And this is is why when people start on a protest about being in lockdown, oh, I'm gonna not socially distance on the beach of Southend because, oh yeah, well, I remember the last one that like when they went to the holiday beach and all signed it together, and the woman's just like, oh yeah, but we needed to get out, we needed a holiday. I'm like,
That annoys me.
what about the kids that are stuck in hospital, right? That are waiting for their transplants, right? But they can't get them because people like you don't want to follow the rules, and because of that, we have to stay in lockdown, and it means transplants delayed. That could be me. I mean, Niall's been Niall, you've been there from the very start with me, fighting through hell, and in the pandemic, that could. I know friends that are. I know a friend that is needing a kidney transplant, right? And he is had to wait and wait and wait. He's only just had it like 10 days ago or 11 days ago. I mean, no, I mean, you probably got a lot to say on like the whole donation and transplants and stuff since you see me go through it.
I do, and to be honest, it hasn't actually been that long since I thought about it. But I mean, certain parts of me will be useless. But if it that do you know what I mean? Certain parts of me will be useless, but the parts of me that can be used, I am all for using. Like if we're going on to the subject, as you're well aware, Stephen, my grandmother passed away January this year, and and part of her will was that she wanted to donate her brain to Alzheimer's research. So her brain would have been absolutely useless to anyone else. And as far as I know, and don't get me wrong, I'm no medical expert. I deal in diesel engines, but you can't have a brain transplant. But yeah, no. Even towards the end, when she didn't recognise my dad, she didn't recognise me, she didn't recognise my sister, she still recognised that she wanted her brain to go to Alzheimer's research, and that sort of was another kick in the balls for me. And before, I'd never honestly thought about organ donation, but I mean, I, I've known you since what, the couple of days after I was born, and I've seen the job lot. I have seen all of your struggles, and one thing that I have been certain about, like I hate hospitals, I hate needles, but the one thing I am sure about is that when I'm gone, I don't need the bits of me that are useful, and if somebody else can use them, then crack on. Like they're no use to me anymore. I'm already dead.
That's the main thing as well. I mean, Charlie here. I don't know. Obviously, you don't know Charlie. He's had a kidney transplant himself. So yeah, I mean, this hit you quite hard as well, Charlie. So would you? I mean, yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly, Niall. If it's useful for someone else and you don't need it, why keep it? Simple as that, really. So, I think the waiting list for an organ donation's at an all-time high at the moment. So just do your part. Give organs if people need them and you don't.
Absolutely. I mean, that's. I mean, you never know as well. Is that people that say, "Oh, I don't want to donate, don't want to do this and that." You don't know when in the future it can all turn and you might need it. You may not believe in it. I know. I met someone. Do you know what? I remember a receptionist at my local hospital who we get on really well with, and she told me about a phlebotomist who started going off on one about the opt-out system, right? She started going on about organ donation and how it's oh yeah, it's wrong, it's this, it's that, it's all the other. And I was like, oh yeah, really? She said, well, what happens if, what about all the kids that are lying in hospital and need a transplant? She's saying, oh, she said, oh, if that's their time to go, then so be it. I went, oh, you want to tell them, do you? Do you? Do you want to come tell to me and say that? So I'll tell you what, they'd have security drag out the building. They'd have security dragging me out the building. Right? So I'm sorry. That's I don't believe like people can believe such things as well, right? Because I'm telling you now, if that was her kids in that position, she would not be saying that. Without a doubt, she would not be saying that. That's a lot. That's a lot of things. I think
I think
you never
you're
know when that
completely
can happen.
right there, though. Like a lot of people would change their tune as soon as it hits close to home, but until it does hit close to home, it's not something they necessarily think about. But I mean, when it does hit close to home, like I said, I've known you since day dot, and it wasn't until I sort of hit 18, 19, maybe even 20 that I even started to consider it. And this was just before it was opt out rather than opt in. And yeah, no, I mean, if it could sit that close to home for me, and I didn't even think of it that much, then people who don't think about it in the first place might have different opinions on it. But at the end of the day, when it does hit close to home, it does hit close to home, and you you have no choice but to consider it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, talk. I mean, obviously, you've had to have surgery yourself. So it's. I mean, the main thing is that we can look at this and like make everyone aware that like the system's there for a reason, right? And the reason is that people like this get taken that have these problems so young in their lives, and they get taken away so early when they're not supposed to. And and it's like I said before, and I mean, I didn't want to spend so much long on this, but the main thing is we can actually look at this and do what we can to raise awareness of it, so that other people then start thinking of it themselves. And I think the main thing is when you start thinking about organ donation, and I've said it before, and I've said it on the news as well, actually when I've been on the local news as well, is that when you're gonna donate and you're thinking about donation, like once you've done it, don't just sit there and just stay silent and say about it. Go and tell your family, go tell your relatives, go tell your closest friends, your closest family, and everything like that. Because you never know when in that situation, and God forbid that like something happens to you the next day, like before you know it, your family's choosing whether to keep your organs or not. And it's down to them to make the choice. And if they don't know what your wishes are, how are they can then say, oh yeah, that's what you wanted? So it's down to letting people know, right? And the thing is as well is that what you the feeling you give to a patient when you've given them the chance of living is beyond your club, watching your club score a goal, watching your club win a title, winning your favourite driver win an F1 title. It's beyond anything. Anything in your anything, right?
Stephen, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
For an organ receiver, it's the most priceless gift you could get, and it costs nothing to give it.
That's the thing. It's the best gift you can give as a human being. Simple as that. And the thing is that you don't even have to, like, you don't pay like anything to do it. It's just all you pay is the kindness out of your heart. That's all you do. So, big up Say with a donation as well. Don't forget all the money that we raise from this stream is going to the GoFundMe page. I've put the link of the GoFundMe page in the chat as well. So if you want to donate there, go and do that. Big up Stephen. This is why everyone should support this channel. Absolutely. And this is what we do on this channel. Right? It's just about liver awareness. It's about raising awareness of other causes as well. So yeah, for this one, no, we don't. Hey bro, I don't have a credit card. Just try to donate in the chat. I'll try it, but that's not wise. No worries, mate. Just make sure you try and do it for the page or do it via super chat. Either way, it all goes to the charity in the end anyway. So, but yeah, that's the main thing. We try and make sure that awareness is raised and it makes a difference, so that stories like this don't it doesn't die in vain. Like Expurged, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. It means a lot. Big up yourself. Good luck, guys. You're doing an amazing job. Right. No, and thank you. It does mean a lot. Do hit the like button and subscribe button as well. And yeah, this is what we do every time we do a liver awareness show. We've done, what have we done? So we've done heart disease, kidney. We haven't done lung disease actually. We've done
lots of different ones.
Yeah, mental awareness, dementia, encephalopathy as well. Yeah,
anemia.
Yeah.
I think
whether encephalopathy is either just encephalopathy or it's just me, but that's another matter. But
we need to do one around suicide as well, because that is a big thing, big problem.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
And I think if we get towards the end of this pandemic, something towards the NHS as well. I know the NHS is. I think I've got the NHS's birthday actually.
In fact, I would try, if somebody else was willing to do it, I would try and do a 24-hour.
I would do that as well.
I'd do that. So my girlfriend's a paediatric nurse, and she worked throughout the pandemic. So I'd be more than willing to do at least a 12-hour shift like she's done. So
yeah,
I'm well up for that.
Yeah.
What would it be? Something like midnight till midnight, something like that.
Well, I probably don't get up until about midday usually anyway. So
I think for me, either a 12-hour or a 24. One of them. I'd have to just see what I could work around my work schedule.
24 hours, quite happily.
Yeah, I would as well.
Thanks for the donations. It's really kind. Big up.
Yeah, that's something we'll have to look at once we get to. We'd have to sort of make people aware of it for a long while before, and just so that a lot of people.
Definitely. I think that's well worth it. And going back to the mental health thing, Stephen, as I'm sure you're aware, I think that the mental health, especially amongst young males, I think is a very important cause. I've suffered from mental health issues previously, so I feel like I'd definitely do a 24-hour for the NHS, but I'd also be more than happy to join in on a
more than happy to, mate.
And I wouldn't be particularly comfortable, but I'd be happy to speak about my own experiences, should that be the case. So
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing with mental health as well, is that the best way to deal with it is to sort of just come up with with everything as well, and then for me, and then that pressure's
definitely,
relieved off you.
definitely.
So, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken in private about stuff like that. So yeah, no, I think that would be not only beneficial for people like ourselves, but it'd be beneficial for people who haven't quite felt like they could previously talk about it. So
that's the thing as well. It's encouraging people to talk about it
making
as
it
well.
less of a taboo subject.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is, and it's always a subject that no one wants to talk about. But unfortunately, it's a subject we have to talk about. We have to make sure we talk about it more often. And um, yeah, there's not much. I can't think of anything else. In terms of though, like what we've seen and what we've heard from the last week or two. I mean, it's just like this is why we need to just carry on what we're doing, isn't it? Right, talk.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
it's a very important thing that you're doing, no matter how many people you get on or watching or donating. It's the fact that you're actually giving doing this to try and make people aware. That's the thing for me. You know, you're using your time to try and make people aware of, you know, the dangers around certain conditions and that sort of thing. So for me, that's a
it's like this sort of
yeah.
Ericsson. I mean, they're like with the heart condition, it can be so underlined that you can't even spot it.
Mm,
I mean, no one's even spot that in Ericsson before it happened. Like same with probably Fabrice Mwamba as well. Like
yeah.
no one, I think, told him before it happened as well. Is I think that's probably one problem with heart disease. You can have underlying symptoms like that you don't know until something drastic happens. Uh, Especially when it comes to competition like that. I think other factors around it didn't help, but and that's probably why also given the fact that we've just had Kipster as well, and now Ericsson and what we've seen, it's even more important that with heart disease and make like the awareness it gets is definitely the one it deserves, because you could have an underlying condition. I mean, I can have an underlying condition right now and I don't even know about it. And
yeah.
that's what's worse about it. I mean, everything with liver, if you have a condition about it, there's some sort of symptoms that you be able to pick it up from in like your blood test or your blood pressure or something like that. Whereas if it was heart disease, it could be anything. You could have anything and it won't even be picked up.
Can I just
So
say on behalf of like your family and mine, please don't have any more conditions. Like you're doing well enough as it is.
I hope not, mate, because they can't do surgery on anymore. So if I have any more problems, I'm screwed. I
I've already told you, like you, you have to stick around because I'm sticking around. So yeah, you ain't got to say anything about it. You best be well.
yeah, I'm trying desperately. Trust me, mate.
I'm
I'm
sure you
trying
are,
every.
buddy. I'm sure you are, buddy.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. But yeah, I think like I said with the heart disease, it's so. What we've seen is that it can be so. Uh,
Sudden.
yeah. Well, no, I think with heart disease, you don't even know you could have it. Was probably the worst thing as well. That's what we've seen with Ericsson, and that was obviously we all know is shocking. And the main thing is he's okay, but I mean, even now, I think they're doing tests and they don't know exactly what happened. Exactly, and that's the main thing. That's what's most worrying about it. Surely there must be like some treatment or something they can work out that can help work this out. Surely, talk.
What art specifically do you
With
mean?
like Ericsson and like what's wrong with him? I mean, what's happened to him?
Well, listen, the heart is a very intricate and um, an amazing thing, the heart, because I remember once when I was in ICU, when the first after I've had my surgery, and I remember kind of the surgeon coming and talking to the staff, the ICU staff, the nurses and that, and he was talking about dopamine, and I had this bit, I have that big, that big thing stuck to my neck, all those wires stuck in my main artery. And I remember him saying,
the main vein, you mean, these central
yeah,
ones?
yeah, that's it. And I remember him saying, right, okay, you can cut the dopamine now. Just take that out. And then I was like, I was kind of in and out, asleep and awake and sleep and awake. But I remember asking afterwards and saying, what's all that? And it's like, yeah, well, that's what makes your heart work. It's dopamine. That's what makes your heart like pump. So it's like, shit. What? I'm like, it's like, I didn't realize I was actually putting it inside me, to make my heart go. It's like, what? And that was scary.
That could be one of the reasons, maybe like a lack of it.
You just don't know, it's a muscle at the end of the day. And I think if it's just because I don't know, it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. It could be an imbalance, hormonal imbalance. It could be fatigued. One side of the heart could be fatigued. One of the muscles could be damaged. It could have been a blockage. It don't necessarily have to have a bad diet or anything like that to get a blockage. It can happen as well as an aneurysm. I think you can also get the opposite, which is a restriction of the arteries. Your veins will tighten up.
That's the thing. That's been the problem with me. Is like, I've never sort of really had problems with my diet. It's just the things that just kept blocking in terms of my arteries and liver. But instead of around like the heart or the lungs or even the brain, it's just been around the liver, and that's probably why it's been. You don't recognize it straight at first, like you probably would with heart or something like that. You gradually would do it until you by the time you noticed it, it would have destroyed pretty much, like the artery, for example, it would have destroyed everything. I mean, one time they saw it where the artery collapsed, and it collapsed for about just over a day before they acted on it, and it caused enough damage to mean that they were trying to fix it with a bile drain to get drain the bile away. But in the end, though they took that out, in the end it meant that I still needed a transplant anyway, because it damaged enough to have all this bile in the system, but not to the point that I needed surgery straight away. So
that was your fourth transplant, wasn't it?
No, that was the sixth.
Was that the sixth one?
Yeah, that was the sixth one. The fourth one is like what I've got now, which is keep losing albumin. That I need to replace it with
albumin infusions and all of that.
Yeah, the fourth one was like when it was like at the albumin, but it was really, really bad.
I will have to say to everybody, excuse my ignorance, like I am absolutely no professional when it comes to anything like this, and Steve says stuff to me and it goes straight over my head.
No, it's one of those actually. It's like, even though Mum sometimes forgets, even if I sometimes forget which transplants which, like what problems are which transplant.
I've seen you do 5 of your 6. So
Yeah. That's mad. It's mad. Absolutely.
I'm still here. I'll still put up with you.
Just about.
I don't know. I'm
Few-
surprised you put up with me sometimes. So
Yeah, well, we just got to put up with you just because we have to.
Cheeky.
Yeah. We need you, Stephen. Thanks, mate. Doing a great job. Great to see. See great people on the stream. Thank you.
Big up yourself, whoever said that.
Anthony. Not this related, but I want to say a huge thank you for supporting me, Stephen. You're a legend and a wonder to work alongside. No worries, mate. Hey, boys. Busy tonight, but just wanted to pop on and say hi, share, watch the adverts, and to thank you for what you're doing. Thank you. No worries whatsoever. Yes, do watch the adverts, do watch everything because it helps the stream and the money will go to the page right at the end. And the page is in the chat, I believe, if we go up the chat. If not, I'll repost it. Yeah, I'll repost it in the chat. There you go. I'll repost it in the chat. So, and we got another donation. Wow.
What?
Wow, that's our biggest donation yet.
Oh, Brit. Big
Brit,
up to Brit, man.
Big up, Brit. Big up.
Yeah, Brit's a ledge,
Right.
man. I love Brit. One of the nicest guys.
Yeah.
He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I'm telling you.
Even if he's a Man U fan.
no, I feel slightly emasculated. It's the one person that's got a better beard than me.
Brit's beard is awesome, mate. Brit's beard
Yeah, it is awesome.
Beard.
It's like,
Brit,
come on. It's like,
not for the donation, for the beard.
Yes. Big up to Brit's beard.
Brit is one of, Brit, you love him. He's one of, you gotta love it, dude, man.
I'll tell you what, we need to give Brit's beard a name. We need to give it a really good name. I really like, it's part of the family, man. Brit's beard. We've got to give it a name. No, that's too simple. It's got to have a special name.
No, I feel like if I'm tugboat and I don't even work on boats, Brit should be Blackbeard.
Is it like a pirate?
No. Niall wish he was Blackbeard.
I'm Redbeard. Like, I'm happy with Redbeard, but I feel like Brit is definitely a Blackbeard, king of the sea or something. But
King of the waves.
Big up, Brit. Thank you for the donation, man. Like, absolutely top legendary. Hey, Stephen and everyone, big up. Brilliant, absolutely. And Peter Beardsley.
Yeah. We just call it Pete. We call his beard Pete. No, that's not good enough. It's got to be like a really. Think of a really, really cool
Peter
name.
Beardsley, man. It's a Liverpool name.
Yeah.
A lot of people called that.
It's got to be a really cool name. A really cool name, man. Like, I can, like.
No, could you imagine it if he called that? No, Mike, you've just called a fellow Man United fan a Liverpool fan name.
He won't take offence, though, but Brit won't.
That's why I've done it.
I don't know. We need to think of a really class quality name, man.
We'll take time.
Give me time. I'll think of a good one.
Okay. I'll think of
think of names for like in movies and that. They get characters in new movies who like well cool. And they got really cool names, like in what's it called? Reservoir Dogs. They got cool names.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, like Mr. Pink and Mr. whatever they are.
Yeah.
Purple.
Anyway, yeah. But as long as like the main thing is that he's definitely helping towards the page as well, right? And that's the main thing. At least he's donating to the page, and that's the main thing as well. Because at least the family needs can have can get some support, and comfort the fact that yeah, that he lives on, and I'm sure within the community, the YouTube community, you live on as well. And I think that's the
Yeah,
main
of
thing as well.
course.
People
I mean,
like
people that YouTubers who are we've lost other people as well, haven't we? This year, what's this year?
Claude.
Yeah,
His main one.
that's the yeah. I mean, people like Claude, like Kipster, and anybody else who I'm not aware of. That they it's yeah. I don't think they'll ever be forgotten. Definitely not, because they were integral to where everything is now from the start.
No,
I mean,
Claude,
I remember.
definitely, man.
Yeah. I remember YouTube before it was even. I remember when it was first like put live, and my mate telling me, "Oh, have you seen this new website?" And I was like, "Oh, what's that called?" And he said, "Oh, it's called YouTube now." And I said, "What?" I said, "What's that for?" And he said, "Oh, make videos, and you post a video on." So I was like, "What's the point of that?" Little did I know. Little did I know.
The war is about to be created.
Well, listen, and you know what? For me, going off topic slightly, but it's right. YouTube is still in its infancy. It's got a lot of growing yet to do, and a lot of evolution, and it's gonna get even better. I'll
I
tell you
hope
that for now.
Stephen wins by prediction league so I can donate £10 to the charity. I hope so. I'm sure if he's a nice enough guy, he'll just donate £10 to the charity anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway,
But no, just like you say, though, that people like that, like Kipster and Claude and
Claude
anybody
definitely.
else.
I mean, like Claude's been a massive part of this channel and its growth.
Yeah.
He started a fundraising to start with. I was on Terry and D's on Claude Bantz's member stream a couple of days ago, and I said, like, we were just talking about him, and I said how much he's done for me and you guys and that, and despite whatever goes on, I'd say, like, always say to them is that if ever do need my help, I'm always there. So because they've helped me big time. So definitely, man, definitely. So yeah, Claude will always stay with this channel, as well as he will stay with Claude the Bansers as well. And that's the main, and maybe AFT and AFTV as well, and all the others. He was definitely be part of this community, and same with any YouTube that we've lost. I think even who was it? I can't remember his name. Arsenal fan, big Arsenal fan, wrestler.
Heavy D.
Boominator.
D, every day.
Oh, Heavy D. I remember. Do you know what? I remember watching him on
Yeah.
that program.
Story Hunters, wasn't it?
Judge
Big
Rinder.
Brother. Big Brother.
Yeah,
The Boominator.
No, I didn't see him on Big Brother, but I watched him on Storage Hunters. He's a right character. He was quality.
Yeah,
he
I
was
saw him on
brilliant.
Judge. I saw him on Judge Rinder as well.
I didn't see him on
He
that.
was everywhere, wasn't he?
Hey, he's
But, do you know,
quality,
this is the thing. This is the thing. Do you know what? Like for people like Heavy D, for like even like Robert at AFTV, who've carved out their own little sort of niche, because that's what it is. That's something right. Nobody could do AFTV like Robert and Ty and everybody else who's on there, could they?
No.
Nobody could do SFeatleyTV like you can. So these channels, where you've carved out your own little niche, because just like a channel on the telly, that's basically what you are. You're a channel because you're beaming live, like on a telly, to people watching you. So, this is what it is. And you can't separate it. You can't separate it because it's exactly the same thing. So, yeah, exactly. So, you know what? I've got a lot of respect for people who've got first of all, the guts to do it, and secondly, the personality to do it. You can only applaud people who do it and make a success of it. You can only clap your hands and say, well done and good luck to you, mate. Simple as that.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
And that's just the way it is.
But I mean, the amount of like what you guys do in the background, what Mel does, Bargav does, Charlie does as well. Talk with your thumbnails, the overlays, like everything, and then everyone that subscribes as well. And like, without all of you guys, it doesn't make it what it is. So
yeah, but all we've done is
thing.
We've just come in and decorated it. That's all. We've just decorated it a little bit. Splash of paint, lick of paint, bit of wallpaper. That's what we've done. It's still the same house, in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's a metaphor.
You're the one that have put the bricks down at the start.
That's it, exactly, Charlie. You've laid the foundations. You did the hard work. You did the hard work. You did all the hours slogging away before I'd even got anywhere near your channel, or Charlie, or Bargav, or Mel. You did all them slogging away on them hours doing them videos. Whether anybody was watching or not, you were still doing it because you like doing it. And that is the key to it. You have to enjoy it. That's the only way you can, keep on doing it, because it's like a job. If you get up in the morning and say, oh, I've got to go to work. Crap.
Yeah.
You don't like it. That's why I'm my own boss. Because I had that when I was younger, when I was like from like 17 to like the early 20s. I heard that. From 17 to early 20s, I remember once I went to this job. Honestly, listen to this. I went into this job. It was at a bakery. And I think I must have been about 17 or 18. And I goes in, and this bloke straight off the bat just starts getting down my ear, right in my face, telling me what to do, shouting at me. I went, yeah, mate. I said, who are you talking to? I had the look on his face. It did, like them, like when people like take a step back and look you up and down as if to say, what? Are you really saying that to me? And that's what he did. I went, yeah. I said, who are you talking to? He said, well, I'm talking to you. Who do you think you're talking to? I said, well, don't talk to me like that, mate. I said, well, I'm not here to talk to you like that, Paul. Anyway, I said, I didn't quite say it like that. I said it with a few swear words in. And then I said, anyway, I'm doing one. See you later. And walked out. And that's when I realised, I'm not cut out for this. I've got to do my own thing. I've got to be my own boss. So that's what I did. But yeah. No, like I say, Stephen, you've done all the hard work. So we've just come along and embellished it. But yeah, Bargav and Mel are definitely integral to what's been going on in the background.
Absolutely.
And a lot of, they've done a lot of hard work, and Charlie as well. Who else? There's a lot of people, to be fair.
Chris.
A lot of people. Chris.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Yeah, Chris Paul. Definitely not forget Chris Paul. There's a lot of people, and also a lot of people who've come and supported you and the channel when really it was much appreciated. Actually, I'm not going to say needed as in needed, but it was very much appreciated. So like Saeed, for example.
There was people that wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like I know I've only been on stream 2 or 3 days, but I've tuned in for the other ones, and there was plenty of people like me that wanted to be there and wanted to see what was going on. So, like,
yeah, that's the thing.
That's definitely come across the wrong way. I'm not trying to blow smoke up my own arse.
No.
But there are plenty of people, Stephen, that have have been there from day dot and want to support you. And yeah, no,
Mm.
you're doing a real good thing here. So
Yeah,
you
that's the
got to
thing.
keep it
You well
up. Do
said.
you know what I mean?
He will
Yeah.
keep it up, mate. Because if he even thinks about quitting, mate, he ain't gonna let. I ain't let you. He thinks
If he
he
doesn't,
thinks he's my
if he
boss.
doesn't get up, I'm going to turn up on his doorstep and kick him in the balls.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be behind you, mate. I'll be behind you, mate. Because it ain't happening.
I do
And let me
love
tell
you,
you
but
what.
you've come too far. You better fucking carry on.
Yes. And I tell
Yeah.
you what, you've gone through too much shit, mate.
Mike Green, you're a real asset to have on a YouTube community, and he ain't fucking wrong.
Yeah, well said, Mike. It's right.
And say
It's right. Kinks, yes, I. And so, you know what? We're talking about great people. Saeed,
say
got it right. Saeed's another absolute.
he is a legend.
Is such
Absolute
a. He's a
legend.
really nice bloke, proper genuine as well. You
Oh,
know,
Charlie, go on.
proper.
Well, we're all there for a reason because we're all there to help you out, mate. Because you deserve it with all the streams you do, the F1, Arsenal, football, these
Mm.
streams. We've all got here different ways, but we're all there for a reason.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's it.
we know this is genuine, and you want to do it.
Well, you say that I'm on here by chance, but you guys are definitely on here for a reason. So I applaud all of you.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I mean, when I heard Stephen's story, I was like, "What? Are you for fucking real?" Sorry for swearing. Sorry. Are you for real? I mean, I was like, 6. I have had one operation. It knocked me for 6. I had to have a procedure afterwards, which wasn't as bad. But I'm thinking 6 full-on like operations like that, and then 18 other. I'm like, geez, what? How the? I couldn't get my head around it. And from being 6 weeks old. So I know all Stephen's ever known is really the
Tom,
pain and a pain in the
Tom,
ass.
I'll be honest. How do you think I feel sitting here?
Yeah,
Like, as, to the best of my knowledge, you guys have all been to hell and back, and I've sat here happy as Larry, and I've got nothing but
Oh no,
respect
no,
and
no! I've said this before,
commendation.
mate. Yeah, I've said this before, mate. We all have our troubles, right? We all have our struggles, and there's been times that you struggled as well, and so we all have our struggles either way. So I mean, you'll deal with them our own way. Right? Yeah. Some people might think that they have less struggles, but it's massive struggle for them. So that's the thing. So um,
I
let's
will say to that, we all struggle together, and if somebody's struggling in no matter whatever sense, you look after them, you look after your own, and at the end of the day, we're all together, aren't we? So
let's be honest. I do it for football content and with my subscribers and myself, but you, mate, do it for charity. You're an absolute legend. Yeah. Charlie, one more.
Yeah, even you've been ill, I've been ill, Talkamu's been ill at some points, but even your loved ones will be stressed about you. They'll be worried. They'll be always hoping you're all right. So it's never a good thing for anybody.
Mm.
And you've helped become a better person. That's true, mate. And you've made me realise how important certain things are. Thank you.
Yeah, well said, Mike. Well said, mate.
Well said. And we're gonna have to end it there, man. But yeah, smash that like button. Donate to the page. It's in the description below as well. So donate to the page as well. And once we've calculated everything from the stream, we will send it to them to the page as well. But yeah, and until then, we're back tomorrow. We're back tomorrow with what? Turkey. I know.
We need
Finland
to
versus Russia.
organise that because it's a new match day.
Oh, it's a new match there. Oh, okay. Oh, great. I'll take them one at a time in a minute. Finland versus Russia, and then Turkey versus Wales, Italy versus Switzerland. Okay. All right. That's then tomorrow. Obviously, I've got a preview with England on Thursday. But yeah, until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we will see you soon. Bye bye.